Mercury in retrograde is never a bad thing. It's meant to teach us lessons. Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today I'm going to be giving you some survival hints, suggestions, and ideas for Mercury in retrograde. And these are some ones that you're going to really want to write down. So one of the things is there's no need to get too panicked about Mercury going into retrograde. So many people just go into almost mass hysteria over it. What I often suggest people is put the dates on your calendar. So let me give you the dates. August 3rd, 2023, Mercury goes into pre-shadow energy. So it's going to feel like it's going to slow down. So everything's going to start getting a little wonky a little bit. August 23rd through September 15th, that is full retrograde. If you're going to feel anything, that's when you're going to feel it. That's going to be the strongest time. And then after September 15th until September 30th, it's going to be in post-shadow energy, kind of speeding back up. Kind of my number one thing is do not ever start anything brand new in Mercury retrograde. That's number one, the basics. Do not start anything new. Retrograde, retro means kind of going back. So what we want to do is go back and what are the things that we didn't finish, we haven't quite done. Let's wrap it all up. So these are the great things to do. There's a project I haven't done, so that's going to be great. These are things that I need to be doing. That's a great thing to do. So anytime that you are working ahead, you are way better off. So now, before Mercury goes into retrograde, get prepared. Next one, the big thing is when you have, because you will, everybody will. Number two is when you have problems, don't freak out or get upset. So many times people are my phone's not working or anything else. Take it calm. The more energy you're pushing at Mercury in retrograde, the more it's going to be pushing back at you. It's kind of like a fight. You're pushing energy, it's going to be pushing energy, and when you do, then you're just asking for a fight. So number three is when a miscommunication comes up. Either I've sent a text message or an email or whatever it is, some type of communication that I've had with somebody, and there is a miscommunication. They thought I said 4 o'clock, but I really said 5 o'clock, or the date's not set, or whatever it is, whatever the problem is, I get to as much to face-to-face communication as I can. So if I email them, I'm gonna call them. If I text message them, I'm gonna call them. I am going to get on the phone with the person. So when I'm on the phone with them and I say, I think we're talking about two different things, or I'm kind of sensing that you're not understanding completely what I'm talking about. I can hear it in their voice. I can hear it. It's not like when they kind of go, I'm like, aha, there's a problem, there's a miscommunication. And I'll even ask, what do you think I'm talking about? Let me explain what I'm really talking about. And laughing about it, okay, we're having a miscommunication. Awesome, great. Now we're both in understanding we're having a miscommunication. So getting as close as you can to face-to-face communication is best. Number 4 is that you will have postponements or travel plans that don't work out. Okay? So when my people travel during Mercury in retrograde, or I'm traveling during Mercury in retrograde, there's a couple of things. Pack extra snacks. Make sure you have some extra cash in your pocket, because you may have issues with the teller machine or the ATM or whatever else. Last time we had Mercury in retrograde, I had a client who was traveling who doesn't really travel all that much, but she does for her family. I told her, I said, put an extra $20 bill in your wallet, and then think of something completely different that you can do. Sit down next to somebody you would normally never talk to in a million years and strike up a conversation. And she's like, okay. She had the best time. She put an extra 20 in her purse. She bought herself a drink, a bottle of water. She bought a bottle of water for someone else who didn't have any money. So she was like, yay, I got to be the one who saved everybody. And so that was really fun for her. But then she purposely sat down to people that she would normally not sit next to. There was a mom with a child, and normally she'd be like, really don't want to. But she goes, I got to be friendly. The kid was so cute and was very playful and had lots of energy. And I was able to help a mom kind of travel across country. That's kind of the fun part. It's one of those, like, get out of your comfort zone. That's the fun part. And if there is a major snafu, if there's major complications, when you have a major complication and you balance that with your like frustration and this isn't working well, all it does is it keeps escalating. When you kind of go, oh, this is the problem, it de-escalates and it keeps going down. As soon as you start calming down, as soon as you like relax, like, okay, this is what we're dealing with for the next however many hours or overnight trip or whatever else. If you kind of make it relaxing and easy, it goes so much easier. Number 5 is, if you were traveling, make sure that your overnight bag has some clothes for you. I would say at least an extra change of underwear, extra undergarments, maybe a new shirt so you could put on with whatever you already have going on and make things a little bit easier, maybe like a pajama shirt or something like that. So many times that has saved me when I've had to travel during Mercury in retrograde. And so I just make sure that it's in my carry-on bag, not in the luggage underneath. So when you are trying to make it through Mercury in retrograde, do it with ease, do it gently, do not fuss, fight, or anything else, and just kind of be prepared for whatever happens. Like I said, a little extra few dollars in your pocket can go a long way. It can just make things so much easier. And like I said, pack an extra snack. It's one of those, it's not going to be forever, and the quicker you bring down your energy, the quicker everything else is going to be solved. So let's get our angels' insight into kind of anything else they would want us to know with this energy. And this one is literally popping up, playfulness. If you meet Mercury in retrograde with a playful attitude and some really calm, cool, collected energy, things are going to be calm, cool, and collected. When you just hit it as like, we're going, this is the energy, this is how this is working, and you don't worry about it, you don't fuss or fight or argue or anything else, it kind of just relaxes. It really just kind of takes things easy. Now, I will tell you, the 6th one that they're showing me now is on study. If there's any contracts that you're signing, make sure that you are really clear about what the contract allows for or what it doesn't allow for, any ins and outs that you may want to know about. But usually most people will tell you don't sign a contract under Mercury in retrograde. The only time I would say yes to do it is if it's bringing something to a close. If you're bringing something to a close, like you're selling off this chair and you're selling it with a contract, or this piece of property or whatever it is, as long as you're getting rid of it, your insight, then it's kind of like, yes, it's a good thing for you. The last card for us for Mercury in retrograde is manifestation. I know it sounds really crazy. It's not. So what you're really going to be manifesting in Mercury in retrograde is complications, problems, things going topsy-turvy, things going out of whack, things like getting out of sorts, that sort of thing. And when you do, it is going to be easier if you just think about, I've manifested this to teach me a lesson. What's my lesson so I can go on with life? I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.
Sarah?